Chat, the encouraging one another podcast, where it's all about encouragement.
I want to add one more song to this podcast episode. I'm like, what do I play? What do I play? And I'm just one more song, and I'm like, ooh, found it. Boom. Just one more by Kirsty Krause. Crank it up. Let's get it going. That was Kirsty Krause. Just one more. Are you looking for some fresh, authentic Mexican food? I got two places for you. That's right, two places. Tequiza, located in the Kitsap Mall in Silverdale, Washington. Their number is 360-698-4335. They have some of the best tacos, burritos, taco salads, chimichangas, refried beans, and some of the best tasting grilled jalapenos around. Also, Tequila Street, a local food truck they have as well in the area. In Silverdale, the number is 360-914-9152. They have some of the best tasting breakfast burritos as well. Both locations have the freshest ingredients. Each bite is bursting with flavorful, authentic flavors. So you might see my friends with Roberto and his amazing staff. Or you got a big event coming up, they can fix you up as well. They also cater. Give them a call today, Tequila at 360-698-4335 or Tequila Street, 360-914-9152. Fresh, tasting, locally owned and operated Mexican food. Delicious. Check them out today. Hello, and welcome to Chit Chat, the encouraging one-on-one podcast. I'm your host, Jody Shuffle. So glad you're back for another fun, encouraging, and entertaining podcast. You have the opportunity to interview people from all over the world, hear their story, like who's encouraged them, who's inspired them, and who kept them going through those hard, tough times. And I've shared music by artists from all over the world, so maybe you can check out their albums, their websites, maybe see them in a concert when you're in your neck of the woods. This podcast is now in 44 countries and 44 states and going strong. So thank you so much for your support and your encouragement. The best thing about this podcast is very mobile. What I mean by that is it's when you're on the go, driving in traffic, maybe riding the subway or the bus to work, or you can throw this podcast on. It's an audio format. It's easy to throw on when you're on the go. And so each and every episode, you'll find some fun conversations and great music as well as always. In this episode, I'm featuring music by several musicians. The first song you heard was by a very talented singer-songwriter who is always on the go, singing and performing all over the U.S. I love her passion as she hits the stage. She's been a guest on it a few times. I always enjoy sharing her music. But the song I played was by Kirsty Krause, Just One More. Gotta follow her. She has great music. I'm also playing a song by my good friend Corey M. Coons. Corey is from Canada, and his song called Remember Me really took me back to the days when my grandparents were still alive. Remember the great times we shared together. So that's a great song. And I'll be playing two songs for my guest today to really show his diversity of his abilities. And right after the interview, I'll be playing a song called Walk Away. This song has some very emotionally charged lyrics and some very heartfelt vocals, and really resonated deeply with anyone who's grappled with the complexities of love. And at the end of the podcast, I'll be playing another one of his songs, which I heard I really liked, and his song is called The Way You Move. My guest today is an independent singer-songwriter hailing from the suburbs of Chicago, Chi-Town. And his very distinctive voice blends country twang and modern pop. His music is based on real-life experiences that really create a relatable experience of many of his listeners. Since 2016, he's released over 15 songs, reflecting his genuine passion for storytelling, and he continues to create new songs, new music. With his talent and dedication, he's well on his way to achieving his goal of being a full-time singer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chit Chat Encouraging One podcast, Mr. Austin Hopkins. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chit Chat Encouraging One podcast. My guest today is from the Chi-Town, Chicago, Illinois, Mr. Austin Hopkins. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
I'm excited to have you on, hear about your story a little bit. I've been playing your music, and can't wait to dive into some fun conversations.
Yeah,
but as always, I like to throw some icebreaker questions at my guests to kind of get the wheels turning a little bit. You got your thinking cap on?
I hope so.
All right, here we go. I love superhero movies. I find it fascinating, superheroes and identities, and Captain America, we know his, and Iron Man, we know his. If you could be any superhero, would you want your identity to be out there? And what superhero would you want to be?
Oh, what superhero would I want to be? And this is like a superhero that's already created, or like a movie that's already out there, or am I making up my own?
Ooh, that's a good one. I never thought of that one. How are you going to do it? You want to be your own superhero, knock it out? You want to go with the ones you all been out there already? You can do that as well.
There's a couple that come to mind. I think the easy answer is Iron Man. I think you think of Tony Stark's ability to just create anything and it just basically create anything, and you can, I think that. But then ultimately, then I start to think about superheroes, and I know this might be I don't know, maybe this is, but I grew up with Ninja Turtles. Like Ninja Turtles is that's like my anytime a new Ninja Turtle movie comes out, I gotta go see it.
Actually, my wife and I own a toy store along with my full-time job. I own a toy store. We have a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming out. My goodness. Every time you turn around, once a new turtle, a new Vision's coming out. It's always good to see, man.
Growing up, we had all of the toys and everything like that, which I think they're still at my aunt's house. I should go try to find them. But yeah, I always loved the Turtles.
Question number 2. What is one of your favorite movies that you can watch anytime, several times, doesn't matter, doesn't get old? For me, mine's Dante's Peak. I love Dante's Peak. I can watch it over and over again. What about for you?
Dante's Peak. That was a good one. Mine would be, it drives my wife nuts because whenever it's on TV, I have to sit and watch it. And that would be National Treasure.
Oh, yeah. I heard rumblings number 3 could be coming out with Nicolas Cage. He left us hanging a little bit with the second one. So I'm hoping it comes out.
Absolutely.
What is your favorite meal and dessert? Anytime, any place, you're like, I gotta have this.
Pizza and ice cream.
What kind of pizza? What kind of ice cream?
Just pepperoni pizza. I take any way possible. I don't care. I'll take just give me a pepperoni pizza and ice cream. Strawberry is my favorite. Like if I'm going if you're going to Baskin Robbins or something like that, I'd be like, yeah, give me the strawberry ice cream. If I'm going to Dairy Queen or something like that, maybe an Oreo Blizzard.
Okay. But put you on a spot too. You're in Chicago. You want a Chicago style piece of pizza, or is there any other kind?
When you go in the deep dish, like the deep dish is like, you got a good occasion or something like that. And then you're going to have that deep dish pizza. But that true Chicago style that everybody talks about, it's going to be like that square cut pizza. It's a thin crust, and it's got square cut. That's the way to go.
I eat a whole large thin crust pizza and not think twice about it. I mean, it's a topping with cracker. That's all it is.
Yep. Absolutely.
Number 4, what was your first job you ever had?
First job I ever had, I worked for my local park district as a party supervisor. So basically, it wasn't just a fancy title. You were watching a bunch of kids while they had their birthday parties. That was about it. And I only did that for a few months. And then that was while I was in high school. And then track season started up. And I'm like, yeah, I got to spend time running track here.
Gotcha. And I'm going to put your tour guide hat on. Never been to Chicago. If I was to come to visit, what are 3 places we had to go see? 1, we got a place to eat, and 2, we're just gonna sightsee. Where are we going?
Well, I think you gotta check out if it's during the summer months. We're going to Wrigley Field. We're gonna catch a Cubs game because it's more than likely going to be a day game. We're gonna check that out. As far as food, there's a couple of different things you could go. If you want pizza, we could go to Lou Malnati's and try their deep dish there, or you got to get an Italian beef. I personally like Portillo's. I know there's a lot of different beef places around Chicago, but one of my favorites is Portillo's, and they're starting to kind of branch out all over the country now.
Getting hungry already. It's only 3:30 here. I'm getting hungry already. Throughout our conversation, Debbie asked you kind of questions about your career and all, but I'm sure some of our listeners out there probably have no idea who you are. Could you give a little brief bio on who Austin Hopkins is?
Austin Hopkins, I'm just a regular guy, just trying to make music. That's really what it's all that is. I've been playing music for, oh my goodness, almost like 12 years now. And, I never really expected myself to be releasing music or being a musician. I have a hard time calling myself a musician, but I guess that's what I am. But back in, was it 2009, I entered a contest to, it was through a local radio station, and it was to, move on to the next round. And then the whole thing was called the Colgate Country Showdown. And it was put on through my local radio station, was the first round. And I didn't expect to even make it to that round, because being from Chicago, there's so many different musicians out this way. It's like, how the hell am I going to be able to get narrowed down into this? And sure enough, I was nominated, and I didn't win that round, but just that experience alone was just enough to kind of keep me going, trying to, I don't know, take to the next step. And so from there, I just started playing at local fests and doing some gigs here and there. And then I think a couple of years later, I released my first song, Beauty and the Breakdown. And a couple of years later after that, released an album. And then since like 2019 is when things kind of really started taking off again, where I was releasing more music and just trying to get it out there.
When you're a youngster, was music part of you? You like music or hanging? Was it just kind of as you got older? Was it more of a something you really like to do?
I always loved music. I never played an instrument until I think was I like 23 is when I first started playing guitar. Yeah, like I was bored on the weekends. I was going through a divorce. I didn't have my son on the weekends, and I'm like, I you know what? I need to do something with my time. And I was always singing, or I was always listening to music, and so I knew that, like, I knew I loved music. I didn't really know I was a songwriter until I, started playing the guitar and just messing around with things. And before you know it, you throw a couple songs together and then you put them out there.
So you can share with us a very unique chapter in your life where you discovered your creative writing, and you're like, "This is kind of what I want to do." Was that kind of just kind of picked up to you as you did day by day and week by week?
I would describe, like, I remember like being, before I started playing guitar and things like that, I'd be like, man, I just wish I could wake up one morning and just know how to play the guitar. And now I stop and I think back, I go, I just feel like I've always been playing the guitar. And when I started playing the guitar and you're just messing around, strumming the different chords and things like that, then you're like, you start adding lyrics to it. And then you're like, oh, okay, this kind of sounds good. And yeah, I started using that just as an outlet, just like, hey, I got all of these emotions and feelings and everything going on in my life. I'm just going to try to put it in words and into music and then throw it down on a piece of paper.
Remember your first song you wrote? If so, where did the inspiration come from?
So, Beauty and the Breakdown was the first song that I actually wrote, wrote it in about, 15-20 minutes. And I was this was a long time ago, but there used to be a campsite called Camfrog, where like a video chat where you go on there and you could talk with friends and you meet new people. It's like the very, very beginning of all like video chat and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on the site and I was, we were in this room and people would just go in and they would play a guitar or piano or something like that. And they would sing, people would watch and all that other stuff. And I saw this one girl come in and her screen name was Beauty in the Breakdown. And I just had my guitar and I'm like strumming Beauty in the Breakdown. And then I just kind of threw a bunch of lyrics together and like, boom, there's a song.
You remember the first place you actually sang at and performed live at?
That was when I did that contest. That was the first time when I signed up for that contest. I had never sang in front of an audience before. Maybe for like again, online for the Camfrog site and maybe for some family, but never in front of what it was. there was probably a good 150 people there. I never sang anything like that in front of anybody before.
What was that experience like?
It was a little nerve-wracking for sure. There's video of it. I have it posted somewhere. I don't remember where, but maybe it's buried on my Facebook page somewhere. Maybe I should post that on my TikTok, but yeah, the video's out there.
Today I'm sharing two of your songs, one right after this interview and one at the very end. And they were Walk Away and The More You Move. Two very different styles of songs. Can you share about those a little bit?
Yeah. The Way You Move, that one. So I love all types of music, and The Way You Move is it was when I wrote it, like I had a feeling that it was going to be more of an EDM type style song. And I actually had it released again. I had some people from the UK, some friends out there. They really liked the song too, and they were able to remix it and really bring that EDM vibe to it. And then Walk Away is my latest release, and I just wanted to do something completely different than all of my other stuff. My other stuff's more modern, kind of more of a modern country sound, where Walk Away I feel like kind of hits more with more of a traditional sound. But I just wanted to capture more of an emotional aspect in a relationship.
Have you received encouragement and say positivity throughout your music, and maybe from people who kind of say that song was really, I love the words, love the beat. And how do we take that in when people say, hey, that's really good stuff? As you basically you take a step back, going, I was a musician 5-6 years ago.
I think that's the beauty with music is it's can be relatable, and it's like a universal language, and I think people can uh they can tell the feelings behind the songs and the relatability behind it. And so when somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, I like with my song right now," that was one of the songs that I released that people were just like, "Oh my God, like I can relate to that situation," or I've been in that situation. And so when I hear that, I'm like, okay, I did my job, as a songwriter, tapping into a situation so people can be like, yeah, hey, I felt that.
Mm-hmm. You and I are similar in the fact that you're busy on the week. You have two full-time, like part-time gigs, right? And you sing on weekends, correct?
Yeah. I'm constantly doing something.
And I work a full-time job, part-time job, and I love podcasting. How do you? I'm sure this is a $10,000 question. How do you manage it all?
You know what? Each day comes with its new challenges. Yeah, like today, like, we had this scheduled, and then all of a sudden I had a work meeting that got scheduled for today. And I'm like, oh man, like I'm trying to juggle everything. And, and that's just really what it is. I try to keep to a schedule as much as I can. And certain days I'm like, okay, I'm only doing this. And these days I'm doing this, but you know what? Things go awry, and you got to deal with what's coming at you.
You mentioned your son earlier. How old is your son?
My son is 19.
Woo.
I know. My baby, he's getting old.
I talked to a musician a while back, and he wrote a song about his son when he was born. He's like, now he's driving. It's crazy.
It's true. It goes by so fast, and you don't realize it until they're in high school and graduating. You're like, oh man, how did all those years fly by?
Has there been a point in your career where you need to take a step back from music and kind of refocus a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's just like other things pop up in my life, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to be spending time on these areas here for right now until I can come back and do that. I would say there was a good gap between when I released Beauty and the Breakdown till I released my album in 2016. Like I wasn't doing a ton with music. And then from 2016, when I released that, and it didn't really go anywhere, nothing really came of that album. From 20, and then when 2019 hit, when I released Right Now, I would say that was very much a lull in my musical journey here. And and then I started releasing those songs, and then I was able to play the song on TV, and things were just kind of just they just kind of hum along a little bit, and you're just trying to get your music out there. And there will be gaps. There's many times where I sit down and I don't really do anything music wise for a month or so, other than play gigs. But yeah, there's always times where you got to step back and reevaluate.
Most of your songs are very personable. Are they from life experiences you have faced, or just kind of from the heart? What comes out on paper, you kind of put with lyrics and a beat and so forth.
Yeah, it's some of it is, personal, some of it is hearing from other people and trying to live in their shoes or trying to relate to them, and then putting it down into music. My song Crush, I heard a friend talking about how she had a crush on this other guy's on her boyfriend's best friend, and I'm like, wait a second. And then I started kind of throwing things around, and then so I turned it into a song. and and I think that's when you're a songwriter, or anybody for that situation, you try to put yourself in other people's shoes. And for if you're a writer, you write a book about it. If you're a songwriter, you write a song about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of, you never know where you're going to get your inspiration from.
There are so many aspiring musicians out there who think you just sing it, perform, and got it made, but it's not really true. It's a constant being consistent and being, not quitting and constantly writing songs. Any words of encouragement for those musicians out there who, getting that lull, as you mentioned, kind of like, I don't know what to do. The crowd's not with me, and so forth.
Hey, I need that advice as well myself, because it is it's such a hard industry. It's easier now because you can do a lot more things independently. You don't necessarily need a label. But just know it takes a lot of time and effort. And I wish I had more time and money to dedicate to it, because I might be a little bit further along.
Mhm.
But it's hard. You have to, I would say, if anybody's thinking about getting into the industry, I would say make sure you know how to mix and master your own music,
Mm.
because doing your own producing of music will help you so much in order to turn out new music. Like for me, I don't know how to do that, so I have to, rely on somebody else, and it costs money. The other aspect is you better know how to market yourself, and that's
Mm.
the area that I'm still working on. With social media, especially TikTok, you need to know how to edit, short form videos to promote your songs, and have a team around you, have friends and family that are willing to help you out, because there's so much help you're going to need with this music career.
That's in my notes too. We'll get about TikTok here in a second. But who has encouraged you? It's maybe inspired you. Maybe your son, a family member, kind of gave you motivation to kind of keep going.
Yeah, my son definitely, for sure. I remember one time, I think it was I think it was in 2019. I released the song Right Now and Where My Heart Has Been Before, and again, the music wasn't really going anywhere. And I said something to my son. I'm like, I think I'm done with this music stuff. And he looks at me, he goes, well, if you're quitting that, then I'm quitting baseball or something like that. And I'm like, all right, I'll take it. And then I just got online and I Googled like a whole bunch of online radio stations, and I sent my song out to like 100 some different radio stations. A month went by and nothing. And then finally one got back to me, and they're like, oh yeah, we really love this song, we're going to play it. And then before you know it, there was like 10 or 15 that were willing to play it. And then, all these other people are like, oh, this song's great. And then I decided to do a radio promotion with it and everything like that. So it really kind of, got the wheel spinning. And of course my wife, she has, just helped me throughout the whole entire journey of everything, and making sure that I have what I need to, to work on my music, or, go out and gig, or go down to Nashville to record.
I've been affiliated with the ISSA, the International Singer-Songwriter Association, and I've had a chance to interview a lot of great musicians, and especially a lot of independent artists. I'm as well trying to get my podcast out to radio stations. Hey, share an episode, play an episode, and just kind of my own word of mouth as well. So I feel you.
Yeah.
The music industry has done a 180 in the past 5, 10 years. Has your career evolved more the last few years with TikTok and Instagram, all these other social media platforms?
Absolutely. TikTok is by far where I spend all my time and effort on promoting my music. Facebook and Instagram are great, but what Facebook and Instagram is, they're pushing it out to, the network that you already know.
Mm-hmm.
What's cool about TikTok is it's pushing it out to people that have no idea who you are. It's pushing you out to a new market, to new people, and they can discover your music. And once I started posting to TikTok, I had a video go viral. And then from there, I kind of just developing a small little following. But now I'll go live on TikTok. I try for two times a week, sometimes 3 times a week, just again, whenever my schedule allows. But from there, I'm encouraging people to go find me on Spotify or Apple Music and follow me there and add my music to their playlist. And from there, I've seen my followers on TikTok or on Spotify go from like 300. I think now I'm at like 850 or something like that of followers on Spotify, which for me, I'm like, hey, this is cool just from, going live and telling people on TikTok about this. So
you're very modest in your following. You have 73,000 followers on TikTok. I have 5,000.
Well, it's I don't like to. The following is nice with TikTok, but it's not like. And I think a lot of people got to understand is that the comparison to like what Instagram and Facebook is I think the TikTok follower count is not as important as a lot of those things. So yeah, I might have close to 75,000, but I'm still posting a video and I might still only get a couple hundred views on it.
I would, yeah, I get hey, if I get 200 consistently, I'm good with that. I saw that following you, and I'm curious to know, when did your son start the complete the course? Those are awesome, by the way.
We started that a little over a year or so ago, and we just I wanted to do something with him, and I'm like, hey, I got these ideas. Let's try this out and see what happens, because at that point I hadn't gone viral or anything yet, and so we started posting them, and yeah, they kind of took off, and one of them got like 2 million views. And so I'm going to start bringing them back. I kind of let them die down a little bit, and I've been posting other stuff. So I'm going to start bringing them back. And, but yeah, I think it's something fun that him and I can do.
My favorite one is you're about to take a golf swing. Most guys would have completed their golf swing, then you just stopped and sang the chorus line.
You know what? It was probably best that I did not hit that shot on camera, because I guarantee it would have been a slice.
Well, I'll try to do some duets with you. I love doing duets and singing along and making a fool of myself and having fun. So I'll follow you more often.
There you go.
Your musical journey is going on, and is there any things on your bucket list that you want to accomplish, say, in the next 6 months to a year, or in the future even?
I'd love to sing on Broadway in Nashville. Place actually booking me. I mean, I've sang on Broadway. I've had a friend down there. He's pulled me up on stage, and I sang, but I want a place that, be like, hey, we're going to book you for the upstairs of XYZ, and, go ahead, play for a few hours, play that. To me is like that would be awesome. I gig a lot around here in Chicago, but the difference between up here and Nashville is that down there, people are there. They want to hear the music. They're going into those bars because they want to hear the music. A lot of the times up here, you're getting booked at places and some places you'll get some people there that are so into it, and they're cheering and clapping and they're requesting songs, and it's going great. And then other times you finish a song and you look around and people don't even really know you're there.
Cricket.
Yeah, it's cricket. So yeah, definitely within the next maybe a 6-month goal. It'd be great to be able to go down there and play at a place. Ultimately, I would love to just make music my full-time gig. That would be nice. I don't have to be making millions, as long as I can pay the bills.
Yeah, I'm with you. I love this doing this platform of podcasting and meeting people from around the world like yourself. And I love sharing your music. I love sharing music. Anytime you want to get some new songs coming out, let me know. I'd love to play them.
Absolutely.
I've been blessed to be right now in 44 countries and 44 states and on a couple of radio stations as well. So I'm definitely getting the word out about your music. Do you go on tour at all, or do you kind of get in the car and just kind of drive and check out different venues or whatnot?
No, I mean, mostly right now I'm just gigging in like the Chicagoland area. So, I mean, I probably play within like a 20-mile radius of Chicago here. I've gone up to like Wisconsin to play. Was trying to work with somebody to get to play out in Michigan, but it didn't work out. I get people on my TikTok all the time asking, "Hey, will you come all the way out to here? Will you come all the way out to here?" And what I always tell people is, you find me a place, you book me at a venue, and I'm there.
I got a few musician friends I've had on there from Wisconsin. I'll pass on your name. Maybe you guys can hook up and do some duets together or whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where can people follow your music? You mentioned Spotify. You have a website at all as well?
Yeah, you can go to austinhopkinsmusic.com, and from there you'll be able to find either where I'm playing live, or you can access all my social media, which is most of it is at Austin Hopkins Music. You can find my music on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Pandora, wherever you stream your music. Just look up Austin Hopkins.
It's been an honor today, sir. I know we're both on time crunches, so thanks so much for the time, and just love having you on. Hope we connect next year. If you're in Washington State, coffee's on me.
All right.
So I hope we can wish you nothing but the best in being a dad and juggling the many things you juggle.
Yes. Thank you so much, Jody. I do appreciate it.
And your Cubs fans, I mean, the Mariners. Well, not this year, obviously. Maybe Mariners and Cubs will meet up one day, or we'll hook up.
Hey, my son really wants to, go all over the country and look at different stadiums. And the Mariners Park, that's on our list.
Nice. Well, take care. Thanks so much, man.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Appreciate you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is Austin Hopkins. Walk away.
I know I'm losing you, but I'm holding back again. Yeah, my selfish ways have got me playing games on you. I don't mean to, but my heart feels for you. You can be sure my intentions are good for you. So you wanna say goodbye, but those tears in the eyes. You've been here before, and you know I adore you, babe. Can we just call it a night before I start to cry? 'Cause you know I'm not strong enough to let you walk away. You keep on twisting every word I have to say. No rhyme is right, 'cause it just wants to start a fight. I keep on holding on to the bottle and the truth. All this tequila is making me forget you. So you wanna say goodbye, tears in the eyes. Yeah, we've been here before, and you know I adore you, babe. Can we just call it a night before I start to cry? So you wanna say goodbye? Those tears say otherwise. Keep it beating before and you know I adore you, babe. Can you just call me tonight before I start to cry? 'Cause you know I'm not strong enough to let you walk away. 'Cause you know I'm not strong enough to let you walk away.
That was Austin Hopkins. Walk Away.
When I say donuts, what comes to mind? Those donuts sitting on a shelf for a week and a half, small and wrinkly. No. Lone Star Donuts are Texas-style donuts. But you know what? We're in Washington State, and there's 3 locations with nearly 50 flavors. Silverdale, Washington, at 360-204-5021. Port Orchard, Washington, 360-443-2600. And in Poulsbo, Washington, 360-626-1164. And I said nearly 50 flavors of donuts and kolaches. Ever had one? So you might get one. They're delicious. They're Texas-style donuts, so they're huge, homemade, locally owned and operated business. Great tasting donuts. Get some today. For you, for your friends, your family, for your co-workers. Lone Star Donuts. Great tasting donuts around. And you know what? You can't buy happiness, but you can buy donuts. That's pretty much close to the same thing, right? Lone Star Donuts in Kitsap County. Silverdale, Port Orchard, and Poulsbo. Check them out today. This next song by Corey M. Coons really got me thinking, and it's an older song. It's about 9 years ago. But the words of the song and the title of the song really got me thinking about the many grandparents I've lost. I've lost all my grandparents. They passed away, and they're gone to heaven now, and my father-in-law has passed away. So really powerful words in this song. So I want to challenge you, remember the great times you had with, grandparents, a spouse, someone really close to you who might not no longer be here. And this song is called Remember Me by Corey M. Coons.
Remember me with the autumn leaves. I can see your face that smile like a beauty queen. It's a mystery, sometimes hard to believe, why some things just won't ever be the same. Well, they say time is a healer, and the hand that holds our fate, in the blink of an eye we're left hanging on the edge of broken dreams. You can't turn back the time, you can't erase the pain, you can only face new days. That's when destiny calls, they say. Charmed in grace, like the wisest sage, I can hear your voice, I can feel you speak my name. It's a mystery, it's still so hard to believe. All those memories just can't ever be replaced. Well, they say time is a healer, and the hand that holds our fate, in the blink of an eye we're left hanging on the edge of broken dreams. It's a mystery, sometimes hard to believe, why some things just won't ever be the same. Well, they say time is a healer, and the hand that holds our fate. In the blink of an eye, we're left hanging on the edge of broken dreams. You can't turn back the time, you can't erase the pain. You can only face new days. That's when destiny calls, they say. That's when destiny calls, they say. Remember me with the autumn leaves.
That was Remember Me by Corey M. Coons. Are you looking for some mouth-watering, delicious tasting barbecue? I got the perfect place for you. Double D's Barbecue and Smokery. Get the best smoked brisket. Comes highly recommended. Just falls off the bone. Each meat is cooked and smoked perfectly, moist and seasoned very well. The ribs are amazing, and they have some great sides like bacon, macaroni and cheese, and cream corn with green chilies with a little kick. Banana pudding to top it off. It's a great dessert. Being from the South, I love me some banana pudding. See, Brett and Don are locally veterans here in the area with strong military roots. They have found their home here in the Pacific Northwest, serving some amazing barbecue. Check out their website at Double D's Barbecue and Smokery LLC.com. They also cater events. They can help you for any event you may have planned. They're on Facebook as well under Double D's Barbecue and Smokery. Great tasting barbecue. Double D's Barbecue and Smokery. Delicious barbecue. I'd like to welcome one of the newest sponsors to the podcast, Mr. Alex Pablo. He specializes in assisting small to medium-sized local family restaurants establishments in enhancing their brand, identify, and cultivate a strong business image. He provides a comprehensive support through the creation and maintenance of professional business website, menu design, printing services, as well as implementing an effective online ordering system. His objective is to empower these businesses to flourish and achieve sustained success and increased online sales in their respective markets. Check out aldentedigitals.com for more information. This is Mr. Austin Hopkins. Let's crank it up the way you move.
Tried hitting you up again at night, but your damn friend's saying I ain't right. Been there, done that, so don't talk smack. Every night you be sending me your snaps, and I just can't wait to hear you say you're looking for another band to stick. Kick off them shoes and be my song. I'll get you singing all night long. I just can't wait to say, hey, baby, why don't you sneak out late? Say you wanna come over to my place, break open that bottle of Tito's, babe. Watch you sipping in there to just Kanye. Let's go.
That was Austin Hopkins, The Way You Move. Great tune. Woo! Thank you so much for joining the Chit Chat Encouraging One Hour podcast today. My guest was Mr. Austin Hopkins from Chicago, Illinois. Really fun time getting to know him, hearing his story a little bit, and sharing some of his music here on the podcast. Also, thank you to Kirsty Krause. Her website is kirstykrause.com. Corey M. Coons, for his website is coreyMcoons.com. And in the background, here in the opening segment, you heard some great instrumental music by Raymond Hayden. Raymond's website is raymondhaydenwibbly.com. Please subscribe and follow the podcasts on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and many other podcasting platforms, as well as my website, chitchatpodcast.com. Always looking for sponsors to share their businesses, and I'm really appreciative of the many sponsors I have now and just sharing about them and their local businesses here in the area. And you go to the website, you can check them out. Thank you and appreciate the support. And every Wednesday, brand new episodes hit. And let's keep it going. I'm encouraging others throughout the world. And this is Chit Chat, the Encouraging One Hour podcast. What's always about encouraging others.
This is Chit Chat, the Encouraging One Hour podcast. It's always about encouraging others.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.